Good morning, everybody. It is, what day is it? Tuesday, 15th of March. It's about 9:30 in the morning. I thought I'd come in and do a live this morning because I just wanted to share with you what's going on for me at the moment in relation to obviously managing my own weight, because the reality is that if we've ever had trouble managing our weight, it's something we're always going to have to keep an eye on. Now, that doesn't mean to say we have to get obsessed about it, doesn't mean to say it needs to control us forever, but it is something that it's important that we don't take our eye off the ball for. So if anyone's watching as I'm talking real time, do say hello. If you're watching on replay, perhaps put a note in the comments and say hi. That just helps other people to see the video, because it means that people get notifications. Now, my voice is already starting to go. Some of you know, don't know if I've introduced myself for those who haven't met me online yet. I'm Claire Jones, and obviously I run this group, Your One Life Healthy Weight Solutions. My own story is that I was a yo-yo dieter for about 25 years. For the last sort of 10, 11 years, I've been able to manage my weight successfully, staying around a healthy weight, which obviously does fluctuate up and down slightly through the year, as most people's do, which is perfectly normal. I'm not worried about it. But since Christmas, I have not been well. And of course, when we're not well, it's important that we don't try to to starve ourselves and cut back, because our bodies need nutrients to recover from whatever is going on. And so it started with a chest infection, Christmas Day. I came down with it. And then it wasn't COVID to begin with. I had 3 lots of antibiotics because I would get better and then it would come back. And all through this I was working and running my group using my voice, which is probably not the best thing for me to have done. And as a result of that, I've developed a bit of chronic laryngitis. And alongside that, completely separate to that, I've been under investigation for something else, which is a little bit worrying. Hoping to get the results of my MRI very soon, which will hopefully tell me there's absolutely nothing to worry about. So the statistics are all on my side, but obviously these worries have been going on in the background. And of course, when we are worried about things, whether that be our own personal issues, whether that be someone in our family, whether it's about the wider world, because let's face it, what's going on at the moment is really worrying, and it's bound to be affecting us all. And if it's affecting you, it's affecting everybody, and I don't really know what to say about it, because none of us know the answers, but just know that we're all feeling it, and we just got to take things one day at a time. Hi Rebecca, nice to see you watching. So there's a lot of worries going on at the moment. So I've had obviously all of that going on. I've had the worries about my own health, and of course, it's when times are like that, it's very easy to kind of fall back into old habits, like perhaps eating more snacks than usual, or perhaps choosing things that perhaps just give you that little bit of comfort. So where I perhaps in the past wouldn't have perhaps been paying any attention to quantities of what I was eating. Obviously these days I do. I'm very much aware of what my limits are, but I have noticed that I have been starting to let things creep back in, perhaps a bit more than I would normally. So in the shopping every week, there's a few things that are appearing in the basket that perhaps wouldn't normally, and also I'm quite aware that I'm perhaps eating a little bit more than I normally would, and I'm noticing that perhaps I'm feeling a bit more hungry, but it's a sort of hunger that perhaps represents itself as physical hunger, but maybe isn't really. So I'm paying really close attention to what's going on with me at the moment, and I've decided that I've got to really be focused for the next couple of weeks, because I know that from past experience that this is the time that is the dangerous time, because I'm not going to lie to you, we've always got to manage or keep an eye on what we're doing if we want to be a healthy weight. the reason that we struggle with our weight is because in the world that we're living in, food is available absolutely everywhere, and we can have whatever we want whenever we want it. We've got 24-hour delivery services, and we haven't got the boundaries, and we need boundaries. So, you know, it is, you know, the way I like to think about it is like, you know, treating my inner desire for eating whatever I want whenever I want it. I have to treat that as a bit like a spoilt child who needs boundaries. So it's about putting some healthy boundaries in place. So, and I've been letting those boundaries slip a little bit. And whilst there's been no real impact at the moment, I am noticing that some of my clothes perhaps don't feel quite as loose as they used to, or quite as comfortable as they used to. So today I've put on a pair of tracksuit bottoms. They haven't got an awful lot of give in them. And so that's going to make me really aware as I go throughout my day that I don't want to be having the extra snacks. I don't want to be having the extra things. So that's not to say I'm not going to have what I want. I'm just going to be mindful that I am paying attention to the true hunger signals, that I'm not allowing my emotional hunger to take over, and that if I feel that that's what's happening and I want to go and get a snack, I'm going to do something else. So I'm setting my intentions, and I'm coming in here and I'm telling you, because I know from my own personal experience and also from the people that I help, that if we've got accountability methods, then we're putting them in place. We're helping us to stay on track. And that accountability can be things that we put in for ourselves, like perhaps keeping a food diary, or it could be making our intentions more public. So I know that I do better when I make my intentions public. So I'm coming here and I'm telling you, these are my intentions for the next 2 weeks. I'm not going to be having any extra snacks. I'm going to be having just what I would normally have. I'm going to limit my treats to 1 treat a day instead of the 2 or 3 that I've been having. And I'm going to make sure that I'm moving regularly. And I've actually, in my diary yesterday, I've actually marked out an hour every day this week. It's been a struggle because I am quite limited on my time, but I've marked out an hour every day this week. And that hour is for me to do some kind of exercise. And that can be strenuous exercise, it could be light exercise, as I'm still recovering from my illnesses, which was 3 chest infections, then COVID on top, plus this other mystery thing that's being investigated at the moment. You know, I've got to be careful not to overdo it. Got to be careful to make sure I'm eating enough. But as some of you will know, if you've read my blogs or if you've seen some of my videos, that actually in order to put on weight, if we put on to put on a stone in a year, we've only got to eat the equivalent of 2 Bourbon biscuits a day, more than what our body needs. And that's so easy to do. So easy to do. So if we're not paying attention to what we're doing, that's how those things can creep in. So I hope everybody is okay. And I know, you know, this is such a difficult time. We've just come out of a pandemic. Obviously, the pandemic hasn't gone away. It's still there. We're learning to live with it. And now we've got this hugely worrying situation in the world and over in Ukraine. And obviously, you know, the things that we're reading and hearing about are very distressing. And, yeah, we just got to support each other through this time and focus on what we can control and do what you think is right for you. And everyone who's doing the March challenge, if you have started but have perhaps dropped off, perhaps come back in. Come and join me, because I'm going to be taking part for the next 2 weeks. I'm going to be posting my updates every day of what I'm doing with my exercise. That's going to be my commitment to myself, is getting this hour of exercise done. And that, as I say, could be a mixture of high intensity, low intensity stuff. It could even just be stretching, because that is just as important for me to do, because I hardly ever do it. I know I should, and I know that I pay for it if I don't. So that's going to be within my my commitment. So so if you watch this on replay, do obviously put a hashtag replay in the comments, because it will help other people to know that this video is there, and then they can watch it too and hopefully find it helpful. So I'm going to leave it now because my voice is really struggling. And this is one of the reasons why I've not been doing very many lives lately. I've been trying to rest my voice. Not very good at resting my voice, but I need to. So yeah, join in. And obviously, if you are a new member and you want to join in, you're not sure what to do, but do send me a message. There may be an email for you that might be sitting in your other messages folder, because Facebook doesn't always show us that these things are there. And yeah, I'll see you in the group. I'll see you in the March challenge. Take care. Bye.